Welcome to the second session of the module 2. Here I am going to talk about the classification of pumps in that G-rotor motor. G-rotor motor, you can observe from the figure, it consists of an inlet, outlet. This is a pump casing, that is inner gear rotor. The other one is say outer gear rotor. So G-rotor motor. Here G-rotor motor pump. G-rotor means here pump operates in the same manner as internal gear pump. The inner gear rotor is called G-rotor element. The G-rotor has one tooth less than the outer internal ladder gear. As the gear rotates, each tooth of the inner gear as in constant mesh with teeth of annular. Because of this, the space between the rotating teeth increases during the first half which draws the fluid into the chamber. While doing so, the same space between the rotating teeth, because of this the rotating teeth decreases during the second half forces the fluid into the outer port. That is, G-rotor means G-rotor pump operates at the G-rotor pump is similar to that of the internal gear pump. It has a small inner gear rotor called G-rotor element. As the gear rotates, each tooth of the inner gear is in the constant mesh with the teeth of annular. Space between the rotating teeth increases during the first half, makes the fluid enter into the chamber. Similarly, the space between the rotating teeth decreases during the second half, which forces the fluid into the outlet. The next one is vane pump. As I told, it has two types. One is unbalanced vane pump and balanced vane pump. Unbalanced vane pump are of two types again, that is a fixed displacement pump and the pressure compensated variable displacement pump, or in other words fixed displacement and variable displacement. And the other one is vane pump. So unbalanced fixed displacement vane pump. See, one example for this is one. It consists of a number of vanes are arranged on a circular ring. It has it called vanes. There is a rotor or an impeller. This is what pump casing, the outlet and the inlet. Here the rotor rotates inside the cam ring, and it consists of a radial slot contains a vane, which is the vane is the main component of the pump, wherein the cam surface and between the cam surface and the rotor. The rotor contains radial slots which are free to slide in and out of the slots due to its centrifugal force. The cam ring axis is offset. You can observe here it is offset to the drive shaft axis. That is here, the drive shaft axis and the cam ring axis. So what will happen here? A small gap is being developed, which is called eccentricity. The vanes divide the space between the rotor and the cam ring into a series of small chambers. For the first half revolution of the rotor rotation, the volume of the chamber increases, thereby causing the reduction of pressure. This is the suction process, which causes the fluid to flow through the inlet port. And it will be the same for the next half rotation. Okay, so next is this is what unbalanced vane pump. Then let's go for balanced vane pump. In the balanced vane pump, The constructional features of the balanced vane pump that you can observe from the figure, it will have, you can observe there are two inlets and two outlets. There are two inlets and two outlets, thereby we can balance the fluid pressure. Okay, the rotor of the casing are on the same center line. Vanes are provided in the slots of the rotor. There are two inlets and two outlet chambers around the elliptical cambering surface. The inlet and outlet chambers are positioned diagonally opposite to each other. The cambering is elliptical in shape so that the vanes stroke twice per revolution of the pump shaft. Therefore, the volume increases and decreases at the inlet and outlet chambers. Also causes twice per revolution. The inlet and outlet ports are connected to a common inlet and outlet within the pump housing. This is what balanced vane pump. That means, you know, the flowing fluid, that is inlet pressure is more than the outlet pressure or vice versa. Then the system, what we call it as the unbalanced thing. So it has to be balanced by using a cambering like this, you know, the elliptical shape of cambering here you can observe. It can be used, thereby you can by using elliptical cambering and providing two inlets and two outlets, we can eliminate or we can eliminate the variations in pressure flowing fluid, variations in the pressure of the fluid. By using two inlets and two outlets, the amount of oil flowing through the inlet, one is balanced, it should be equal to the outgoing pressure of the outgoing fluid in the outlet 1. Similarly, the pressure of the fluid in the inlet 2 is entering into the vanes, and then it should be equalized with the outlet pressure which goes out through the outlet port 2. Thereby, the pressure of the flowing fluid, that is in the inlet, will be equalized or balanced with the outlet pressure. Hence the name called balanced vane pump. Let's go for piston pump. As I told, it is of two types. One is axial piston pump, the other one is radial piston pump. Axial piston pump is of two types. One is swash plate type piston pump, the other one is bent axis type piston pump. When it comes to bent axis type, here in this type, that is a swash plate type, here the cylindrical block and the drive shaft, that is cylindrical block and the drive shaft are located on the same center line here. The pistons are connected to a shoe plate, that is what you call it as, there is a shoe plate. The pistons are connected to the shoe plate and which bears against the swash, at an angled swash plate. The cylinder, as the cylinder rotates, the piston reciprocates because of the piston shoes follows the angled surface of the swash plate. Then the outlet and inlet ports are located in the valve plate so that the pistons pass the inlet as they are being pulled out and pass the outlet as they are being forced back into the system. So this is the way how the swash plate works in case of piston pump. And the main advantage of this pump is to it can be it can be designed to a variable displacement also, that is called we can adjust the swash plate or this inclined plate by using certain design parameters. Yeah, the another type of piston pump is that bent axis piston pump. This is a very simple one. Here you can observe that is ball point here, control pit and drive shaft, drive flange, piston rod, piston. The construction feature of the bent axis piston pump you can observe from the sketch here. The 3D view of the sketch also you can observe here. That is the construction, when it comes for the construction of the bent axis pump, that it consists of a cylindrical block with arrayed cylindrical openings, housing pistons and drive shaft. When it comes to design of the housing, it creates an offset angle between the center line of the drive shaft and the center line of the cylindrical block. The pistons are connected to the drive plate with ball and socket joints that you can observe here in the 3D also. Then here you can observe. The drive plate and the cylindrical block are connected with universal joints so that the motion is transmitted through the bent axis. When it comes to bent axis, the bent axis of the drive shaft leads to the reciprocatory motion of the piston in the cylindrical block. The housing end at the cylindrical block is sealed with an end cap, that is you can observe here, you can observe that is end cap. At the cylinder block is sealed with an end cap having inlet and outlet ports with feed grooves. Yeah, radial piston pump. This is another type of piston pump. This radial piston pump, as I told, the number of pistons are arranged radially or perpendicular to the axis of the cylinder block. Okay, so radial piston motor, the piston reciprocates radially or perpendicularly to the axis of the output shaft, as I told. The basic principle here is that the operation of the radial piston pump, you can observe here, that is like this, it is the axis perpendicular to each other here. The radial piston motors are low speed high torque motors which can address a multi-phase problems, that is with diverse power transmission transfer applications. Thank you.